Alright, good morning guys. This is a video on what to do if you break a spoke on a ride, right? Today I'm out riding, it's great weather out there, and all of a sudden I'm going around a turn and a spoke pops off. This bad boy right here. Just bought this wheel set about 3 months ago and I'm already breaking spokes on it, so Easton, hey, what's your problem, man? Gotta fix that, alright? So anyways, so this is what you gotta do, right? I felt the spoke pop while I was going around a turn. Okay, I was going pretty slow. It was not a big deal, and it didn't end up whipping around or anything like that, anything crazy. So it didn't damage my frame. I quickly pulled over to the side of the road, and I didn't even know what happened. Actually, I thought just maybe a rock hit my wheel or something. But then I heard something floating around back there. So I realized it was a spoke. I looked back. All right, I popped a spoke. I don't know how it happens. I don't know why it happens, especially with this new wheel set, whatever. Other than that, it's been a great wheel set. But here's where it bent. It bent right at the very end. You got bladed spokes. It bent at the very end, right up here at the J bend. And so when you're looking at the spoke, this is what you got to do, right? You got to secure the spoke somehow. Don't take it out of. Don't unscrew it from the nipple, because then your nipple is going to be. Your nipple is going to fall into the rim. If you've got like arrow rims or whatever, your nipple is going to fall into the rim, and it's going to be rattling around. It's going to be a huge pain to get that nipple back out. So this is what you do. You leave the spoke on. In this case, I bent it completely sideways, and then I'm going to pull it out. There you go. I bent it completely sideways, and then I interlaced it in between these three good spokes right over here. And this is how I did it. I just pull it up past the first one, and right down onto the second one, and it just snaps right back down in between the other ones, right? And so that's pretty secure, and the wheel's centrifugal force is going to go push it, outward. So if anything, it's going to push it down towards the rim. This secured it perfectly for the entire ride home. I think I had about 45 minutes left. And the entire way home, it worked perfectly. I didn't even hear it rattle or anything like that. Now, after you do this, you have to make sure of a couple things. You got to make sure that it's, for one, not shaking around. It's not going to get loose, because if that thing gets loose, you're probably not going to cause an accident, but it's going to whip around and it's going to destroy your frame, especially if you get a carbon frame. You got a carbon frame here. It's going to hit your seat stays, and it's going to be a bad day for you. You're going to have little chips and stuff. The second big thing you have to do, and this is not going to work if this doesn't work out for you, is you can see there's a little gap in between the wheel here. Well, when that spoke pops, the wheel is going to go out of round, and right here in that gap, it's gonna move over to the side every time it comes around. This was on the non-drive side, so it's gonna come to the right every time. If it's on the drive side, it will go to the left every time, every revolution. So what you got to do, you got to check, you got to spin the wheel around, and look at that little gap when the damaged part comes around, and make sure that wheel does not rub on your chainstay. If it does, then this is not going to work. Okay, it's you're going to have to call for a ride home, because you're just going to end up damaging your equipment, and it's going to scrub watts off, and you're never going to get anywhere. So what I did, it was pretty close, but so I moved the chainstay the chainstay protector. I slid it up on the chainstay forward that way, and just to make sure that if there was any wheel rub, that it wasn't going to damage my frame. And the last thing you have to do is unbuckle your brakes. You know how to do that. Just make sure that those brakes open up, and then you have to be aware that you don't have rear brakes really for the rest of the day. That happened to me. I was at a stoplight and some truck kind of cut me off. I wasn't ready to brake with the front, and so I had to brake with the rear, and it didn't really work. And it was a little weird situation, but it ended up all right. But yeah, those are the things you need to do. I'm putting this video on here because I didn't when I got home, I didn't see anything on YouTube that showed how to do it, so I figured I'd show everybody. It's a little easier. Well, it's pretty much the same thing. Let's say it broke down here, right? Well, you just gotta take the, well, you can take the spoke completely out if you can. If you can't take it out, let's say it's a straight pull and there's a cap on it or whatever, you can't get it out. Then you can take the spoke and pair it with, just wrap it around some of these other ones or something. Just bend it. Don't worry about bending it. I mean, the spoke is broken anyways, right? So you're not going to be using the thing. You can pair it with another one and bend it. Just make sure that it does not hit anything. Make sure it's secure. At this end, try and do whatever you can at this end to secure that. You can wrap a piece of, a rubber band. Like let's say you're carrying a spare tube, right? And it's got just a little bit sticking out of here, right? We'll wrap a rubber band around there a bunch so that nipple doesn't fall into the wheel. If it does, it's not the end of the world. It's just going to be a little bit of work, and it's going to be annoying for the rest of the ride home. But yeah, just wrap something around there so it doesn't fall all the way through the hole, and you'll be all right. Other than that, have a good day, safe riding, and keep up the good work, guys.